And in terms of choosing English first as a school, what benefits do you get if you apply for a role with English first?
Good question. So one of the reasons why I specifically chose EF was even just as simply as word of mouth. So there were a couple people that I knew that worked for EF here in Boston. And so, okay, it's a good reputable company. They have a brick and mortar building. That's important. But I also met someone who had taught for 2 years in Beijing and then moved into a recruiter role like myself. And so being able to hear about her experiences were really helpful. But the things that impressed me the most were about the support. So the fact that when I go over to China, there's already going to be someone to pick me up at the airport. I'm going to stay at a hotel. They're going to give me support for how to open a bank account, how to get to school. They give you, it's kind of basic, but they give you subway training even, which for someone here like myself in Boston, our subway is really non-existent. So, kind of even going through that process. And they also give you even little tips and tricks that at the time seemed so small, but then end up being so big. For example, if here is an offline Chinese to English dictionary. Here is a fantastic app that's offline for the subway map. Here is a fantastic app for how to transfer money back home. So like all of these things, when you're hearing about it at the time, you're like, oh, okay, that's nice. But then once you're over there, you're like, oh, this is really important. So they've really thought out about what your life would be like in China and the information that you'll need in order to be successful. So it's not just focused on what you need to be successful as a teacher in China, but also what you need to be successful in your everyday life in China.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so you've got the best of both. So you've got support when it comes to teaching, but you've also got the support there when it comes to doing everyday things.
Yeah, exactly. And now that I've had the experience, maybe I wouldn't be quite as focused on needing that life experience because I've got some experience for, okay, this is how I go to a new country. And even if I'm not 100% fluent in the language, which by the way, I'm not fluent in Mandarin whatsoever. I don't want to convince anyone that I am, even though my students were convinced that I'm fluent in Mandarin. So how to navigate something where I don't have the language capabilities, but being a first-time teacher, I really needed that help and that support and that guidance. So that's what really drew me to EF.
Great. And